My name is Christine, and I do help entrepreneurs and also small business owners working to build their way, especially online and social media, be able to figure out the steps that they can take to see exact difference and growth in their business. And a lot of what I teach is delivered in a very direct, simple, no-nonsense plan. I don't need to pet your hair to help you with your businesses. I feel if you want the steps, you can have them and you can grow amazingly fast. So I will give it to you direct and simple, like Cliff Notes. I don't like to read so much. I like Cliff Notes. Bullet points are great. So what my background is, of course, I've been working with small business owners, independent contractors for the past 15 years, and I've been able to help them figure out how to manage growing a business, a brand new business in their life when they've got life happening. They've got a full-time job. They're having babies. They're trying to figure out how to effectively become a leader, to move the masses, to build a network. I've been doing that for the past 15 years. And for the past 7 years, I've been working myself in network marketing and building a business alongside with a health and fitness company. These are the 4 critical steps that when you're building your business on social media, it's so important that you focus on certain amount of activity that is going to get people to find you, first of all, but then also have that response to want to come and communicate with you for longer than just a day. Your goal is not to quickly sell someone something. Your goal is to, of course, make connections that want to stay with you for a long period of time. And we do have Shalene Johnson in the house, and I appreciate you coming in. Oh, I totally will. Thanks. And I got to, of course, say I didn't know Shalene was coming on my scope today. Like, seriously, I did not plan this. But I don't know if you guys can see what's on my shirt, but that is Shalene Johnson on my shirt. So I did not plan this. I am seriously not sucking up. I'm really not sucking up. Let me give you a quick background so that you guys do know where I'm coming from. So Shalene and I actually met back around 1999, and I started to work for her company that she owned at the time, Powder Blue Productions. And the way I started with it was working as a national promotions director. My background is in medical sales and applications. So when I started working with her, it was a brand new world for me to manage women, first of all, but 60 at a time. So we would constantly have about 60 presenters working at a time. And my job in that role was to help groom. So we recruited these people to work for her to help groom these entrepreneurs who are budding brand new entrepreneurs who want to make a big life out of fitness, be able to know how to effectively schedule their time, what activity actually produces results, how to build a following, how to create yourself as a professional to be able to move yourself up in a leadership position. So that was my role for the past 15 years. It was from actually the year 2000 to 2011 is when I worked with her directly. The past 7 years, though, I finally gave in to something I said I was never, ever, ever, ever going to do, and that is doing network marketing. So I joined in network marketing, aligning myself up with a health and fitness company. And in that course of building within that company, it's been a crazy ride, but thankfully I've had all of those years of experience in team management, networking, referrals, and getting people to really kind of join in a culture and emotion. Having all those years of training and speaking has been able to allow me to translate all of that over and use it in just a different application, and that's with network marketing. So in the past 7 years, I've been able to grow and in the most successful organization and team within the company that I'm working with, and it has groomed many 6-figure earners as well as multi-6-figure earners and 7-figure earners too. So something to consider. Social media and being able to effectively use it is a critical step. And this is something that I continue to study, that I'm never perfect. I'm never done yet. And I'm always taking training, especially from Shalene. She does a Marketing Impact Academy training that I won't miss. There's an online training portal as well as a live conference. But I take multiple training and follow some of the top leaders in their right, like Mari Smith with Facebook and many others, because when you're really building as an entrepreneur, you really have to always keep going with the flow. It changes all the time. And building online, when I first started way back, about 2000, I don't even know if I was on MySpace at that time. I don't think I was on MySpace at the time. But when I started this business 7 years ago, I was on MySpace and I wasn't on Facebook. So I've been able to really hone in and know what type of activity works by building your business on social media. Because I'm a mom of 2 kids and I don't want to have to go sit down to dinner with someone with a flip chart to show them my business. I want to be home. I want to go off to karate. I want to go off to football. And I want to make sure that I can live under my schedule and not selling vacuums door to door. That was my big goal. So learning how to build a business online was critical. And this is actually some of the exact training that I teach at my conference. So for those of you who are working with me on my team, Platinum Presenters, I do have a conference called The Platinum Edge, and it's in November. So in November 13th through the 15th, and thankfully, this lady will be there. Shalene Johnson is coming to my conference, thankfully. She is very kind to schedule a weekend to come and play with us. But Shalene will be there because she, of course, teaches a couple times from the stage business and exactly the business stuff that you need. And that's exactly where I feel my conference is different and sets it apart from the typical conference, is that when you come in, we're speaking directly to your need and we don't cover the answers. We show you the exact details and step-by-step processes to achieve that success. So social media is one of the big areas that we focus on and will be focusing on at this conference at the Platinum Edge. So if you are on my team and organization, don't forget to register because the seats are almost selling out, especially since I announced that Shalene will be there. She'll be teaching PIO. And you can register at platinumpresenters.com. Just go into the members page. And if you're not a Platinum Presenters coach and you are looking to find out what coaching is about, you can go to livefitoutloud.com and I can share that with you guys. So if you are in the Platinum Presenters downline or you want to be, then you need to hurry up and register because it is selling out. And we have a lot of great people lined up. And the stuff that I'm going to teach you is this kind of material, social media. 4 critical steps you must do when you're building your business online. So I'm going to start over. Thank you so much for putting my URL, Live Fit Out Loud. So here we go. The first critical step is to be proactive. It's very common in everyday work that we do, whether we're working for an employer or just putting your content online, that we work reactively. So the difference is a lot of the times people are creating content, constantly in content creation mode. I know I am guilty of it myself for here by giving you guys scope information. And I was just editing video of one of my scopes to go up on YouTube. So if you want to see my old scopes, go to youtube.com/Christine Dwyer. And I put up all the training that I've been doing here, which is a lot, like opt-in forms and sign-up forms. What equipment do I use to film? All of that stuff. All of it's over there. Biggest problem is many entrepreneurs just focus strongly on creating content because they feel that if they just keep putting more breadcrumbs out there, then someone's going to find those breadcrumbs and come to them to start doing business with them. The challenge is we put those breadcrumbs out and then you just sit there waiting like a bird hunter, waiting for that bird to come to get that bread. This is not going to be the most effective way to build your business online. Your most effective way is to work more proactively instead of reactively. So to give you some examples, say for instance, you put up a post and on that post, it says some topic that creates conversation in your comment feed. So now you go to your comments when someone says something or asks you a question and you now answer their question in the comments. And then they ask you for more information and you provide more information in the comments. So you are only really responding to the people that are focusing in your comment field, which is not going to create as much draw and attention if you gave more information and value in the front end. So the first step is being more proactive. How can you be more proactive? I'm going to give you some 3 points that are going to help you become more proactive. Thanks so much, Randall. That's a kind compliment. First thing, you have to do research. So just like I said, I'm continuing to research and figure out exactly what works best for social media and to focus on creating simpler systems to get more response quicker. And that is going to be one of the steps that you can take to be proactive. Rather than guessing what your followers want, have you done the research? Exactly there, Fitness Whisperer. Do the research. What is your target market or your niche or people who are just like you searching for? You can go see what's trending right now. And also, what do they type in YouTube? What do they type on Google to find out what are they looking for? What do you type? What are you searching for? So if you can be proactive and do more research to find out what your niche market is looking for, you just deliver the content so that they don't need to search for it because you're putting it out there. You are being more in front by being proactive. That's the first tip. The second one is to participate first. So the first step is being proactive. And to be proactive, you want to research and get the information someone's about to look for. Does that make sense? So they're about to look for that information and you want to put it out there up front. And really deliver it with great detail so that they are like, this person's awesome. They just gave me gold. I don't know if they realized they gave me so many secrets. Like that's what you want to do. And the second part of that is be the first responder. So here's the thing. Again, a lot of people will put breadcrumbs out there and they want those birds to come. But now those birds, you have to wait for those birds to come before you can talk to them. Why don't you go find where your niche, target, or people like you market is hanging out? And thank you so much, Shalene, for sharing this with your followers. And thank you guys for jumping on, being a follower of Shalene and jumping on my scope as well. So my name is Christine and I do help small business owners and network marketers and online entrepreneurs be able to get the shortcuts that they need. Not really shortcuts, but shortcut into a system because everything is complicated, it seems. So I boil it down for you. I'm that person that will just figure it out for you, boil it down and deliver it to you in cliff notes so that you can have faster, easier success that duplicates faster and better than yourself. So what we're talking about is how to really up your game in social media. And this is going to help insanely grow your business. First step is be proactive. And we want to make sure that we research what our target market is looking for and deliver the content before they even need to search it. The second step is to be the first person to participate. Go find where your like-minded people are hanging out. So it could be one of your magazine's websites and some of the Facebook groups in there. Maybe it's the Whole Foods store that you go to. Wherever you're hanging out, find out where those people are hanging out and now just start researching them, communicating with them. And then when you find other people that are like you, after you've done a little research on the members, you now go and participate on their feed and content. So you're not reaching out to them and sending them a private message saying, hey, I found you on the Whole Foods Facebook group. You want to be friends? Like that's weird. You don't want to be that weirdo person. You want to be a supportive person where people are discovering you. So for instance, if you were just all of a sudden posting on my feed every day and you're giving me great comments and you're always there liking my information, then I'd be like, well, who is this person? And I've done that multiple times. Someone who supports me a lot keeps showing up on my content. I'm like, who is this person? They're not promoting anything that they have to sell, but they're just kind of promoting me and helping out my engagement. So I then go research them. And then I continue to follow them and start supporting them back. It's that tit for tat. You know, we like people who like us. And so if you can start liking other people, they're going to like you more. So rather than putting out that breadcrumb and waiting for the hawks and the vultures and whatever to come, make sure that you go and participate first. And the final part of that is be rational. I scribbled down and I didn't read what I was saying. So be very rational. Whenever you are having conversation, especially on social platforms, be sure that you are not putting like your little salesy spins on your comments. Many times I see a lot of amateur entrepreneurs do this. They will go on someone's feed and they will comment saying, oh, I love that move. I always do this move because it's in this workout. And then I go and finish the workout and I drink this amazing shake. And then after that, I go on and I go in my community and I check in with my accountability group. I love that. Like that's an amateur. To really promote yourself so heavily on somebody else's page. And especially it's really, really bad if you do it if that person's in the same industry or business as you. So the best thing you need to do is just be rational. Honestly, just be a real person. When you're at a party, you don't walk into the party and immediately just start talking about your business and what you have coming up. You ask people questions about their lives. Like, oh, so what team is your son on for football? Did your daughter do cheerleading this year? Did you see that road is still flooded from that storm? You talk about life. Because if you walked into every party with your yellow jacket on, people are going to run from you. And that's the same thing on social media. If you come to the party on social media with your yellow jacket on and the feather in the cap, about ready to go sell someone something, you are going to be a detractor. People run away from you. So thanks so much. Oh, that's so kind of you for saying that about this scope. Awesome. So this is the first step, is you need to be proactive. First step is you need to be proactive. And the first thing is to not go and react, that you want to find out exactly what is someone interested in, looking for, searching for, and deliver the content before they even need to look for it. And the second part, of course, is to participate and meet people in other places and don't wait for them to come to you first. Go start being a friend to someone else, supporting them first rather than yourself. Yeah, don't scare people away. And the third part is just be rational. Don't be one of those weirdos that's constantly having a hidden agenda to promote yourself. The most of your conversations that you have shouldn't be about your business. If you look at, say, for instance, if you had 10 conversations in the day, maybe one or two of them may be coming around the bend about your business, but the rest of them are about life and you as a person. Hopefully that makes sense. Cool? Thank you so much, the crazy lash lady. That's a cool one. Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming on. Let's go on to the second one. What's a shake selfie? Oh, a shake selfie is where people drink their shake that they sell and they always put it up next to their face, and or they kiss it, or they're just drinking it. That's what a shake selfie is. So people sell lots of shakes and pills and putting things up. All right. Second big step is you need to be relevant. Be relevant. So this kind of comes into what we were talking about just now. So be relevant to the topic that is being spoken about wherever social platform you are. Many times in conversations, and this could be real life conversation, when people are having a conversation one-on-one with someone, did you ever have, and let me know in the comment, did you ever have that conversation where someone asked you a question, you responded, and then their next question was something that wasn't even relevant to your response? It was like they were waiting for you to stop so that they could ask you that next question. Did you ever have that happen before? Let me know. Because is it just me? Heather says be relevant. That's it. It is annoying because then that person's not really listening. So the key with being relevant is too many times people have their response ready to go. It's a canned response. And usually what I like to do and teach my team is when I'm teaching them how to use social media and I tell them to go chat on other people's posts that they don't know because they want to be that person's supporter, to not say, awesome job, you rock, that's so cool. Because those responses are just canned, empty responses. You're not relevant. So why don't you really pay attention to what the person's saying and actually respond in a way that actually they will read more than just an empty word of you rock? Because you rock is just empty. That doesn't really mean much. So to be relevant, get rid of the canned responses. And that's even when someone asks what you do, you immediately go into an elevator pitch. Start to really be a normal person again. It's just because you have a business doesn't mean you need now to change how you are as a person. Take the tattoo off of yourself and just be a normal self. Because once you start to sign up with any business and you're starting to build your business, and if that's all you can ever talk about, you're going to lose business really fast. So get rid of the canned responses. And the next is get rid of the sales pitch. Again, that agenda of coming in where you're leaking out those key tricky words where someone is going to want to ask you more information about that magical shake or that pill that you take. That's the thing, is stop talking about your products and your business in natural conversations. This whole social media world, which obviously that's the way that we're getting a lot of our training, our information on if we're going to buy something, if we should connect with someone, is because of how we're handling our relationships. It's the way of the world. And if we can improve how we just are as a person, the character that you are, and the value that you offer, that's where you're going to be able to create deeper relationships that last longer. Can't stand the endless product pitches. I hear you, Joy, completely. Awesome. Oh boy, Anna says JHGG. Me too. Oh, thank you so much, Fitness Whisperer. I appreciate it. And great job on your Instagram. It was good to go through your Instagram last night. Awesome. All right. So now, then what can you do to be relevant? First thing, simple. If you've been watching my scopes or if you're new, this is it. You have to offer value. So I know a lot of you follow Chalene Johnson. And of course, I've learned for the past 15 years from Chalene as my mentor that if you're not giving away value where you're giving the details, then you are going to be forgettable. You're just going to be exactly like that same website that promised that they were going to give you the secrets of success. All you got to do is come to my website and I will teach you. And then you go to their website and it's just a bunch of fluff and generality. And the only way to get the real secrets is to give them $1,000 or something. So stop being that person. You know a lot of information that can really help someone. And the big question is, well, how much do I give away? If I give away all my secrets, then they're never going to want to work with me and invest more. Do you think that? No fluff. No fluff for you. Just help others. That's it. Give and you will receive. Exactly. I am Mary. Exactly. So the more that you can give and really be of detail that's going to let someone be able to apply it and make changes right away, that's when they're going to stick around. Because that time that I go to your website and you promised you were going to give me the exact details that's going to help me with the problem that I have in my life, and then I went there and it was just a bunch of generality and talking in circles over and over and over again, I'm gone. I'm not following you anymore and I'm not trusting you anymore. Anytime I see your ads come up, I'm probably going to hide them because I know that you're not a person that's really going to give out the right detailed information. And I know you guys see this as well. You want to offer value, deliver the content with complete detail, and don't worry about holding back information. The thing is if you are giving away, say for instance, a whole training program on a specific topic that you want to sell, the thing is that training program probably is pretty extensive. And there's probably a lot of templates and details and training videos that could be a part of that. Even if you just pick one of the topics and teach it about 60% in detail, that is more information that someone would have gotten otherwise. So think about just offering more information to be able to tell. Thanks so much, Shalene. So what I've been able to do, and thanks so much for jumping on, is really focusing on helping people in small businesses be able to grow their business mostly online in network marketing, but to also create relationship and attraction marketing. I've been doing this for the past 15 years, starting working with Chalene Johnson with her company, Powder Blue Productions, and helping entrepreneurs launch when they were so busy they didn't know what to do. I boiled it down for them so that they could at least focus on activity that always moved them forward. And that progressive compound effect has a success rate with that person. The past 7 years, I've been working in network marketing, and thankfully, and so insanely enough, have been able to grow one of the most successful organizations within the company. The company has about 300,000 representatives in it. And in my organization, I have over 160,000 of them. And I'm grateful, of course. And for those of you who are on here and part of my team, which is Platinum Presenters, I do again want to make sure that you guys know that we are teaching social media in this here, which is going to be at the Platinum Edge conference that you don't want to miss in November. So that again is in Dallas, Texas. So my site, if you want to find out more about what I do, is livefitoutloud.com. So livefitoutloud.com. Thanks so much, Michelle, for putting it in there as well. And so if you like someone who won't pet your hair, won't rub your back and run you a warm bath, if you just want someone to say, tell me what to do, and just lay it out in bullet points, I'm that person. I can't help it. I think that way. I think in bullet points, and I really want people to be as successful as possible. So I've been able to create a multi-million-dollar business by doing that, creating systems of bullet points and processes that helps people have success faster. And that's what I've been able to do in network marketing with a health and fitness company. Okay, so the next thing of getting rid of the relevant part is we got to focus on what might be trending right now. So what you want to talk about is what is being spoken about now. And a quick little way to do that is figure out which hashtags are actually trending right now. Because if you can focus on figuring out what people are talking about, and if that's relevant to you, you can, of course, give value relevant to that topic they're talking about right now. So does that make sense? So our first step is you got to be proactive. Be proactive and make sure that you are researching and finding out what your following, your target market, your niche market needs. Research what they're searching for, but put that information out in the front end so that they can have that information given to them without having to look for it. You're that go-to resource for them. And the other part about it is to really go out and befriend people before you wait for them to find you. So go and find other people and start cheering them on and supporting them and building their business for them, because then they'll usually reciprocate because they like you. We like people who like us. And so now moving into that second topic was being relevant. Keep your sales pitch off the table. Focus on what people are actually talking about. And when you ask someone a question, listen to their response. You shouldn't have immediately in your head the next question you want to ask them, but you want to listen to what they say and then derive your next question off of what they said. And you're going to build a stronger, deeper relationship with someone because then they notice that you're not just moving at your own pace and your own agenda. All right. So the next thing is really focusing on making sure you provide value. Give the details so that someone can actually do what you just taught and see a change. So much of you guys, like for instance, last night we did a scope teaching people about their Instagram page. So what I did was I scoped a bunch of your Instagram pages and I gave you the real deal. I ripped the Band-Aid off for a lot of you guys and told you why your Instagram pages weren't growing. And Shalene actually did that to me a couple of years ago. I just didn't know what I was doing wrong with my Instagram. And she said I was life casting. In Instagram, it's got to be like a magazine, and it has to be where you are following a consistent brand so people know what they're going to get from you. They know what they're going to get from you. And so last night, it's still in my broadcast. You can go ahead and watch the recording on that, but I gave a deep dive to a bunch of scopers on here, giving them my 2 cents about how they can improve their Instagram feed. So you ready? That was fun, Shannon? That was fun to rip Band-Aids off. It was hard sometimes, right? It's hard to do that. So let's now go into step number 3. I've got 2 more, so thanks for staying with me. Next one is to be personal. You have to be personal, of course, because it's the same sense of when you're having a conversation with someone and that person is checked out mentally and you know that they're really not interested in you, you immediately cross them off your list. So getting personal with someone is getting invested and really learning about them and their life. So it will be on YouTube, Stacy. Yeah, because I'm loading all of mine over to YouTube and it will be there. Just got to edit out some of the chit chat like this. I just get rid of some of that chit chat. So being personal, you need to really remove yourself from constantly keeping empty conversations where the conversation's really not getting to know the person, caring about the person. And then when you eventually can take it to a one-on-one conversation, you can move it into a private conversation, but be careful again that you don't now immediately move into that sales pitch or leaking those words about what you do. Because here's the secret. You want to know the secret? If you are a good person online and you don't mention your business and you don't mention the products that you have and you genuinely go speak with someone because you want to get to know them and create more of a friendship, relationship, or connection with them, and you don't mention any of your stuff, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go look at your stuff. That's what they do. They're going to go look at your stuff anyway. So you don't even need to mention it. So providing your stuff is good and that you're not just selling all over your pages, that's when they're going to see, oh, well, I didn't even know this person existed. And they're going to want to come onto your page and stay connected with you. So again, don't worry about speaking to someone one-on-one. Speak to them like you would a friend in the neighborhood, and that you're not trying to sell them anything. So here's the next part of getting personal. So the usual typical problem in social media, because entrepreneurs are running with their heads cut off. They got to focus on Instagram. They got to focus on Pinterest. They're on YouTube. They're on Facebook. They're on Periscope. They're everywhere trying to find business everywhere. And so when they finally get someone, I'll buy from you, they sell that person the product. And then they're like, whew, I got that sale. Okay, where was that other sale? They totally forgot about that one sale that they just made. You're going to build a stronger, longer relationship with that one person if you can keep the ties and communication with that person. So stop just making the sale and moving on, forgetting about that person, because that is going to be something they remember. I know for myself, I've had conversations with people where they've come to me and they said, well, I was just about to buy this product from so-and-so, but when I told them that I have to wait until next month to do it, or I just want to work on my own personal journey right now and then I will later, they never spoke to me again. And so they lost that communication with that person because they weren't going to buy anything. So that person washed them off. They're like, oh, they're not going to buy anything right now. But that person could be someone down the line. Continue those relationships, because that's where your long-term business is. I know for myself. So when I reflect back on my career and I look at, well, how did I become so successful? So my previous life was working as an independent contractor, booking certifications for Chalene Johnson's company and promoting them. So I'd have to constantly promote and get people who knew nothing about these workouts and what it was to sign up for my certification, that they didn't know this girl, they didn't know this girl, they didn't know the word turbo kick, they didn't know any of it. But my job was to get them to come in, spend money with me for the day. That's really challenging to do, especially when it's not known. And the only way I was able to become so successful was because of those long-term relationships. It came to a point that because I had built such deep roots of relationships and friendships and caring about people outside of them just coming to my daily certification, that I didn't have to ever promote my events when I booked them anymore, because they did it for me. It was that word of mouth marketing that worked for me because I didn't have to do it anymore. So when I would certify someone, I would meet them, I would continue our relationship after. Most of it was long term, but I would constantly stay in their world on social media, and I would invite them to come to the day that I was going to run another training just to come for the workout. I wouldn't tell them to pay. They didn't pay because I wanted them to just come and have fun and play. Because when I do that and giving them something that is going to benefit them, they would come and they would still be in that environment of the community and the culture. And I didn't charge them anything, but that made me teaching a class that was bigger so much more fun, first of all. But that then sank their teeth deeper into the culture and with me and the relationship, because I cared about their success as an instructor. I didn't care that if they bought more material from me, which guess what? Most of the times they did. Most of the times they did, because when they get in that environment, they do. But I never told them to go buy anything. They just did. And it was because they saw that connection and that network. So when you can become more personal with someone after the sale and let them be invited to your world without charging them for more stuff, they're going to be more invested in your culture and in your long-term livelihood. That's where the true relationships really come. You don't need everyone to buy from you. Help those who want to have you have to offer. Exactly. Perfect. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. Okay, so we are almost moving into our fourth and final tip. So to wrap this up and recap, again, I'm glad that you guys came on, and I appreciate those of you who came over from a referral also. And I'm so glad that this is a topic that you really find value with. Social media, spinning your wheels, trying to figure out what works, constantly watching YouTube videos to figure out how to do something more effectively. Guess what? Go to the people that will just share their answers and tell you exactly what to do. And if you just follow through and do it, you're going to have that success. So for the past 15 years, I've been able to help those independent contractors be able to build their businesses by following a template. They didn't know what to do. This was a brand new career for them. They didn't know what to do. But what I knew what to do was if I could just put it all together in a central system, and we called it a manual, it was a promotions manual. And if I can just itemize out everything for them so that when they wanted to know how to do something, they could just plug into that system and do it, they're going to have success. And in every other business that I've done past that, especially the one I'm in now in network marketing, the past 7 years, the sole big, huge reason why my organization has grown to over 160,000 people is because it's a system of duplication. It's just like McDonald's, Starbucks, all of those chains. You go to any of them anywhere and you can guarantee that the process is going to be the same and the result will be about the same. That's exactly where you're going to have greater success. If you keep trying to do things uniquely yourself because you want to set yourself apart, have at it. You're just going to have a harder time growing your business. So if you can bring it into a system where people can follow it first, then tweak, they're going to have greater success. I just had a training call with one of my new coaches that worked with me today, and he was saying how he was becoming overwhelmed and he wanted to run a challenge group, an accountability group with someone. And I said, okay, just trust me now. I have the system for you. I give you everything you need. I give you the Facebook posts you put up. I give you the pictures. I give you everything you need. All you really need to be is the robot that puts it up. Trust me, just do my system first. And after you've done the system, you can again go back and do it again, but then put your own spin on it if you want. But at least follow the system so you can get an expected result and at least a foundation. And when you can do that more often, even in social media, that's what's going to have the changes in success in your business. So to recap, the first step is to be proactive, not reactive, meaning waiting for the people to come to you before you can communicate with them and pounce on them to tell them about your business. Start researching what people need and start delivering that value up front so that, I didn't do the fourth tip yet. Not yet. It's coming up. I'm just recapping right now. So deliver that value up front. And so people will find value in you because you give that detail when they were just about to search for that. And that first part is being proactive. And the second part of being proactive is to be that first person to go befriend someone else. Start supporting the people that you want to have in your future. So if you find people that you're like, wow, that person's so cool. That person's just like me. Oh my gosh, they've got a lot in common with me. Start befriending them, supporting what they have. And then that's when they're going to look back to you and also then want to support you. It's that back and forth tit for tat. It's karma, first of all, too. And also just be relatable and remove the sales. So the second tip to recap is to be relevant. So get rid of your canned, scripted responses, your hidden agenda. Get rid of that. Get rid of the sales pitch. Start listening and ask questions off of their response. And the other part of it is to constantly provide value. So value, a lot of people are really concerned about that. Oh, that's so funny. Sonia's dad asked, am I from New York? Yes, I am. So I have a mutt accent. So I'm from upstate New York, but I do sound a little Canadian sometimes. And I live in Dallas, Texas now. So sometimes I sound a little Texan. And sometimes I sound like I'm from the Midwest, which I have no idea why. But I have a mutt accent. So that's funny you caught that. Okay, so provide value. That's confusing, right? What's that really mean? Think about this. If what you put up, can someone say, oh my gosh, I got to share this with my friend. They would love this. Or, oh, I didn't know that. That is such great information. I totally can do that. Think of that now when you're putting up your content. Would they want to share it? And is that stuff that they can implement right now or find value? And it can be a straight motivational, because every so often you want to put motivational or inspirational up because they need to see that part from you too. But for the most part, your value has to be something that they can walk away with or want to share. That's something to think about, okay? And the third tip was to be personal. Start really creating those relationships with people that you want to have past the sale. So start having relationships where you're giving them more offers even after they made the sale. Again, to give you another example, the other day, I got a message from a girl that used to take my classes when I lived in Rochester, New York. And she's on a product that she buys from me monthly. And she's been doing that for 3+ years, every month. She just messaged me and saying she was thinking about changing the flavor that she was going to get. And she wanted to know what she should get. Rather than me saying, well, I think you should just change it to this one, I said, I will mail you the different flavors so you can first check it out and then you know which one to switch to. Rather than me sending her the one flavor that she asked for, I sent her multiples of every flavor and some extra bonus stuff because I appreciate her. I want to keep that relationship with her that I started way back when I lived in Rochester. So those are the things. So the product is, of course, the one that I represent with Team Beachbody. I am in Team Beachbody with health and fitness. So that is what you have to think about, is more than just the one-time sale. Continue that relationship, checking in with them. And it's the same thing with another relationship that I have of someone up in the Northeast. I certified them with their workouts. They went and bought another company's products that I did not support, but I didn't care. I still supported her because that relationship and friendship is more important to me than the shakes or other products that she was going to get. And then, you know what? A year later, she's back around to me saying, you know what? That didn't work. I really want to make changes. I'm still back. See, that's the thing, is you don't know what someone's going to do. As long as you keep your friendship and the relationship of long term on the front end, it's going to work out. It will always work out. And the other part of being personal is to take conversations off into a one-on-one approach. The more you can speak to someone, so send them an audio message. The other day I got an audio message from someone who jumped on one of my scopes, and I thought that was so cool that he sent an audio message. And I was like, that's what we should do. Start letting people know your voice. And that's why I love Periscope, because this is real life. Like, this is real life. Friday, here I am. Who knows what's going to happen? I can have a coughing attack right now and you guys can witness it. That's real life. I can't edit. And when you can see someone in real life, that's when you get to know them and know that that's a person that's like you and that you find value in. So thanks so much for that. I appreciate you on here. Let me get the fourth tip out. So the last one is to be invested in them. So that is more towards being personal, but the fourth and final is be invested in them for the long term. Looking at your relationship when you meet someone that is important to you or you really care about and you want them to have success, you're going to have greater success yourself when you can help other people achieve success. That's why I like to create this content for you guys. A lot of y'all aren't in the business with me, and that's totally okay. You've got your own ventures, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to help other people with the information that I've learned along the way. If I've learned how to do something faster and I can help someone, I will totally share it with you. So that's why it's my goal to put out as much training as possible. And you know what? I have a boatload of training out there that a lot of people just don't even know because it's so much out there, and it's okay because as long as we connect, you're going to find this information as you move forward. So that's the thing to think about, is as long as you're putting it out there, you're definitely going to create those relationships. I do have a podcast. For those of you who want to jump on my podcast, you can go to the Platinum Edge podcast. So I do have a podcast up and I have a new one that will be uploading tomorrow morning, but I did put up my two recent ones that I think are pretty strong ones. The one I put up this past Tuesday was me telling my story and where I was going wrong in my business. And actually I talk about Chalene Johnson on here. So I don't know if Chalene's still on here or not, but I do talk about how she put me in a corner and put me in timeout on probation because I failed so miserably when I started working for her. I was the loser that she just brought on. She didn't know me, but I was that girl that, there she is. I was that girl that came in all like gangbusters saying, I'm going to kick this freaking curb. I'm going to crush it. And then I bombed hard because I was going about it the whole wrong way. What I was going about in a nutshell was I was focusing more on me as opposed to the bigger picture. So if you want to listen to that story of how I got put in a corner from Chalene Johnson, go ahead and listen to my podcast. And that is The Platinum Edge. And that's a podcast that I put out twice a week. So it goes up on Tuesdays and usually Friday or Saturday mornings. And then the other thing is, of course, I have a conference called the Platinum Edge Conference, and that's for those of you who are part of my team with the coaching business and Team Beachbody. And if you want to come to the Platinum Edge, all you got to do is go to platinumpresenters.com, and Chalene Johnson will be speaking and teaching on Saturday and Sunday and also doing a PIO workout for those of you who want to come. And I've got a lot of other amazing speakers, but at that conference, That's the one that we give you the details. It's not fluff. It's not let's just cheer people on. It's not let's just do a dog and pony show. This is the one where we actually hand it out. Because why do we want people to struggle? Isn't it better in life when more people are having more success? That's what you look at. That's why I look at it. I love that I'm able to spend time with my friends, and we don't need to be so stressed out about putting in a vacation notice at a job. That we can electively go off and do lunchroom duty at our kids' schools. Those are the things that were important to us. And that's where we've been able to move into working for your own self, is just by helping more people have more success. When you do it, it comes around. So those are my 4 fast tips. They are not as fast as I expected, but it's always the case. I always have an idea to do this quick and short, but it always goes out long. Can't help it. Appreciate for all the love and the chocolate hearts and peach hearts and the green hearts. Online reviews. Perfect. Thank you guys. Bye.